All right. How is everybody doing? Let's go. Yeah, it's a late one today. It is a late one. I did not have one this morning because honestly I just slept in too late. But it was okay because I recorded a video the day before. I recorded a video, yeah, yesterday. So just to have it ready. So yeah, that was this morning. And I won't be able to stream tomorrow morning because I gotta bring my car into the shop and get the battery replaced because it's garbage. It doesn't start. I have to get it jumped every time. So yeah, that's not fine. Vessel of Rayomen Sukuna. You were mistakenly banned from chat. That's nothing to do with me. I'm sorry. I can't, and even if I won't vouch for people because I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, right? Like, I don't know you, so I can't vouch for you, right? And I wasn't there to see what it was, so you're gonna have to go to like in-game support, or you can DM one of the moderators on Discord. What's the car name? It's just a Chevy Trax. No, his name is Bob. That's the car's name. Yeah. But it's old. It's old, and it's about time that the battery gets replaced. Fingers crossed for Gatecrasher meta. Yeah. Speaking of, let's get this started, right? Let's get this started. Gatecrasher. What are we thinking? What kind of gamer weapons are we thinking for Gatecrasher, fellas? We could do one of the buffed ones, or we could go with something that you just think would be good. Disruptor, he says. Alright, fine. Is it up or down? I don't know. It's gotten to be a problem. It's gotten to be a problem trying to find stuff. It's kind of difficult. Even on my free-to-play account, I kind of lose track of what I have. Okay, damage, cooldown, damage, reload. That's probably fine. I think that's probably fine, yeah. Disruptor gate. Yeah, I got you, fellas. I got you, fellas. And it does kind of fit this skin, too. It looks nice. All right. I want something with at least the other few buffed stuff. BNP, hello. How's it going? Red, welcome. Repeater Surge. I like that. Okay. I saw BMP and Platinum sort of did a little bit of a type of comparison, the type of ones that I usually do. But like, and I probably could have done that, but I usually do those on the test server for the sake of consistency. But I guess you can just watch theirs, huh? Damage, do I need range? Probably not. I probably don't. That's fine. And I will use, hold on, all of my mods on here. I forgot I took these off. Hornet Gatecrasher, it's too late. I could do Hornet something else though. Howler Vortex, Howler Mimicker, Howler Eclipse, Howler Seeker. I'm gonna do... I'll do Eclipse. Because everyone knows that, like, Revoker Eclipse used to be really good, so now that it's nerfed a bit, and now that Howler's buffed a bit, maybe Howler Eclipse is better, right? I was actually thinking of doing Howler on Mimicker, because that's a build that I used to run. And I don't know, it low-key did pretty good, actually. I can use all 3 weapon implants plus duration on there, so that's fine. I will go with... maybe this skin is probably fine. I'm gonna need the mods back on here. No, this one. And then this one. Howler Salver? Yeah, but it's close quarters. Why would you use close quarters on a support mech? Outlaw Gemini, but Gemini and Outlaw weren't changed, so I would prefer to prioritize some other stuff. Night Fury, hello. How's it going? Particle Beam Bastion. Very, very good. Very good. I am interested in particle beams. I feel like they theoretically should do really good. If I'm not mistaken, particle beam in theory, I can get rid of damage here and go with reload, I guess. That's kind of pointless. Plasma, yeah, okay. I want to say at one point I crunched the numbers, and theoretically, particle beam should be basically just as good as continuum, but with only like 100 meters range as opposed to 130. So like it always kind of confused me why particle beam was just so obviously garbage when continuum is kind of half decent. Suppressor Blockhorn, I like where your mind is at. We can try some of the other ones later. But Suppressor Blockhorn is a gamer build. Even before this second buff, I was using it as pretty darn good. Durability damage boost. Do I want durability or do I want cooldown? I probably want cooldown. And then the mods are fine. Yeah. Okay, let's run with this one first. And we'll see what's going on. AK, hello. Suppressor Hemlock, that's not a bad idea. I don't think I've ever used that. Is there an official list of the changes? Yes, I mean on their... what's it called, on their Discord and whatever, right? And there was also an in-game announcement with a link to like some forum. Or the less cringe approach, you watch my video that was on it. Yeah. Maxed out your first ever implant. What was it? I'll be honest, it probably wasn't worth it. Most of my implants aren't max even on this account, and there's a very good reason for that. Alright, I should have put my barrier down sooner. I'm honestly, at this point, just doing it for the... Oh, Gallofino. Who the frick are you? Who the frick are you? Hold on. What's up, Paul? What's up, Paul? Boom. Boom. Yeah. Get suppressed. Freaking suppressed. No. Boom. Boom. Doesn't lower his ability damage, does it? Probably not. I don't really know, but probably not. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Oh, he's gonna nade me to death, actually. Hold on. Oh, yeah, he did. Bro, it's pretty good. Did you try the Parasite event on my free-to-play? Yes, I did. I did. You saw the video, didn't you? Well, maybe you didn't. You should have. Should I even bother with this? It's really tough for him to even really hit me here. He's gonna... Well, hold on. Fellas, no, why would you do that? Bro. That's a oppressor, actually, not... Okay, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. It's a valid argument. These guys are really super cringe. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Did I kill him? I got him. You're absolute menace, bro. Those nade launchers are ridiculous. Do I want Disruptor? Probably, yeah. I have not used this new ability. I've never even seen it purposely. Been holding off on it. Hold on. We're gonna use it. Supposedly it's a lot faster now. Oh well, he's just boom. Oh, that is fast. Dang. Okay. Well, hold on. I don't know what's happening, but probably good stuff. I don't know. Hold on. Stop that. Fiend. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna punch him. I'm actually just gonna kill him with that. That suppressor should kill him. No, it didn't. That one might. Hold on. Is he still alive? How's he still alive with... No, I don't think he is. Never mind. He must have died. He must have died. Can we not get the center, fellas? Come on. This is ridiculous. Okay, what does he have? I'm looking down here. I'm looking down here to see what he has. I saw Stormwreck, so I kind of low-key just assumed it was a Deathwalker. And I was going to wait for him to do stuff. Oh, it's that. Right. My reload is like kind of nothing though. My reload is kind of nothing. You saw how quickly that came back? It's faster than Howler. Let's go. Could be worse. I think he still has one more. He had the Surge and the Solace and the Outlaw and then whatever it was that you started with, I forget. Oh yeah, Clips. Someone ruined the 211. Oh, that's unfortunate. You know what you gotta do, right? No, I'm just kidding. Do you have a guide on money management? Kind of, technically. I never made like an official one. I kind of did like a... I made like a kind of rough... Kind of gave my thoughts on some things. It was pretty soon after starting like the budget account, which I just kind of keep forgetting about. And people were asking me certain things, and I think people had certain expectations, so I just kind of talked about it. It was a members only video though. I didn't make one that was like actually, you know, for the typical audience. Is Mimicker good? Not really. Get suppressed is crazy. Well, he did get suppressed, so what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's probably what. What should we change? We did okay with this. Someone's saying suppressor mimicker is good. I'm not sure how true that is, but we're gonna find out. And we're gonna go radius. I think radius is helpful on this weapon. It's not a large radius, and the implant does not help by a lot, right? 25%, which is, that's like 1 meter extra, essentially. It goes from 5 meters to 6 meters, basically. But I think that's fine. Gatecrasher better be good now. I'm not sure. They just gave it like a small damage buff and the projectile increase, or projectile speed increase, I should say. So basically just they made it easier to hit your targets. That's about it. Waited too long for Gatecrasher meta. I feel like Gatecrasher was sort of meta before they did the great update. This was like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or something like that. Maybe even 3. Maybe even 3 years ago. It was a long time ago. And I feel like it was pretty good back then, and it kind of never was good after that. Hold on. Because, like, I can just... Yeah, there we go. I can hit him with that. And the damage is good. Bruh, this guy kept me from moving out. I was trying to move out. Okay, well, I don't have the range for that, but if they happen to move close to it, then I'll get a kill there, but I don't think so, probably. What are you? What are you? I know what you are. You're a bad boy. You very bad boy. He's gonna jump up again. He's gonna jump up again and get absolutely smacked. Oh, dang it. Never mind. I think he knows. Man, suppressor is rough. Did I get him with that? I did get him with that. Hold on. I was really hoping to smack him. I was really hoping to smack him. Oh, I got him with that. Let's go. Let's go. Built different. What is this? Go away. Stupid bot. They're doing stupid things. Oh. Hitting... Yeah. I mean, hitting shots is way easier now, which is nice. But it's not... I don't know. I feel like fundamentally the mech hasn't really changed. Oh, are we kidding? Are we kidding? My guy goes from Lacewing Gemini spam to now Tengu Gemini spam. This is ridiculous. Get a life, pal. It's wild. Do I have the range for that? I think I might. Boom, boom. Boom. Did I hit him? I'm not sure, actually. I am not sure. Boom, boom. Which way are they going? This way. Yeah, you'll die to that. Boom, boom. So he's right there. Hold on. Can I, like... Imagine. Oh, would have been so cool. Would have been so cool. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's technically better, but it's very obvious the best way to use... Okay, bye. It's very obvious that the best way to use Gatecrasher is to shoot the projectiles at the enemy and just have it explode on them. That's not really what it was supposed to be, though. Like, that's not really what it was made for, and it's kind of sad that that's kind of the only good way to use it. Boom. Okay. What are you? What you got? Boom, 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 boom. I might be dead. Boom, 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 boom. You're fine. Boom, boom. Everything's fine. 57k to 90 or to 79k isn't bad. I assume you're talking about Disruptor, right? Still waiting for Chungus on free-to-play. Man, the more things that happen, all these things that are getting buffs and stuff, I want to get those too, right? Like now I want to get Repeater, I want to get Particle Beam, I want to get Disruptor. Hey, much appreciated. Yeah, for sure, I can run Particle Beam Parasite. Instead of this gentleman, I suppose. I kind of barely used it last time, but whatever. I mean, this works. I can do... I mean, it's a nice... It's not bad, because I can use, not that, range. I can use cooldown duration, range, and then just the blast damage, and that's basically all I need. I also have the beam damage implant. I can't use both of them at the same time. But I could use that one instead of the blast one. Probably the blast one's still better, though. I would guess. It's one of your dream builds? That's crazy. Particle Beam is such a... It's such an interesting weapon, but at the same time, like... It's kind of never been good. So I feel like nobody's really, nobody really considers it. I also, like, I want to complete this as well at some point. I'm not sure if I'll end up completing this one, because I don't log into this account that often. For you guys wondering, like, I can show you exactly. This is how often I log into this account. I haven't even gotten the cheetah. I haven't even gotten the cheetah. That's how often I log into this account. That update was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. Repeater Seeker. I've barely even used the Surge. But you're probably right. Repeater Seeker was the best repeater build before they buffed it, so it probably still is the best repeater build, realistically. Bonus damage. And warp range, yeah. Do I want... I might not even go for ability cooldown, I might go for repeater range. Yeah. Repeater Seeker is actually really good. Yeah, we'll see. How long have I been live? Like 20 minutes. This is going to be a short one today, by the way, fellas. You're using it with Podgun. You're using it with Podgun, Hemlock, Burrow Beam, Blizzfrost, Revoker Search, Stormwrack, Deathwalker, and Particle Beam Parasite. That's crazy. What should we... We've used this a little bit. This is okay. Mostly against bots. Did they decrease Quasher 6 damage? No, what happened was there was a Quasher 6 damage modifier of 50%. And that's what made people... That's what made everyone think that Quasher was really good, but in reality, it actually wasn't. All of these things, like... And I tell you guys all the time, Chunga's Hellfire in free-for-all. Howler or Hellfire on Nomad. That's true. Hellfire did get a buff. I'll do Hellfire. I tell you guys this all the time. Like, if something seems to be doing particularly well, or particularly better than you kind of expected it to, more than likely there's a damage modifier. It's not that the thing is just really good. It's probably not just really good. It's probably just a damage modifier, realistically. Damage mag, cooldown, distance. Yeah, probably. I probably won't survive long enough to get a full reload off anyway. Now, I could use these weapons with the new skin. That I don't have it, but if I did have it, I wonder how good it would look. I'm not sure what you guys' opinion on this skin is. My opinion is... It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. So, could be worse. This guy's wanting to join. Oh, BMP, if you want to join, let me know. Don't you think modifiers should last longer? I'm not sure what you mean. They already last 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, you left your game open on your... fair enough. Yeah, no, that's valid. And I do that a lot too. Like between, like, I don't know, maybe like I'm recording something. This is why I don't really join people's squads, right? Like everybody like they're inviting me to a squad or something like that. I usually don't join them. Because, like, I kind of just can't be bothered, you know? I kind of just can't be bothered to try to manage somebody else's schedule along with mine. The way I usually play, if I'm recording, then I'll spend, like, I don't know, a couple minutes in the hangar sometimes, depending on what I'm trying to do. But if I'm not recording, then I'll usually play, like, 1 or 2 battles, and then I'll check some things. I'll go AFK for like 10-20 minutes. So like I'm not just like running battles constantly like a lot of people are. Alright, get freaking hellfired, moron. I'm so dead, by the way. So dead. Yeah, that's why I didn't bother putting a reload implant on, by the way. That's because I knew I was not going to survive more than 1 magazine of that. But to be fair, I was being hyper aggro with it, and it did actually do kind of okay. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. I should have gone with range. I should have gone with ability range. Dang. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. It's fine. Is Hellfire a decent weapon now? I don't think so. I mean, my video I just made, right? I used it on my free-to-play account anyway. I used it. I really can't tell a damage difference. Like, I don't think I can even tell. What did they buff it by, like 10%? It wasn't even that much, I don't think. If I recall, wow. Single Hornet 16 stack, and I'm basically gone. Okay. That's dangerous. This is why I grab stealth more often than anything else. But I don't remember how much it was, but I feel like it wasn't that much. Is that Reaver? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. What are you? This. I want this. Boom, 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 boom. What? I missed that one? Garbage. Boom, boom. He's gonna kill me. Dang. I could have put I could have scanned him and put up a shield. I'm not sure if that would have kept me alive. It definitely would have helped, but I'm not sure if it would have kept me alive. I think that's the last guy. I didn't even get to... I haven't even really been able to test out Particle Beam yet, bruh. Seeing all this makes me want Suppressor. Bro, Suppressor is underrated. It is heavily underrated. I'm telling you guys. Why is it that Mimicker isn't meta? Well, because it doesn't have protection. It just has stealth. Really. Stealth itself isn't protection. Like, pretty much everything that's meta exclusively has an ability that can protect itself in a relatively meaningful way, right? And I don't mean protect itself like freaking, I don't know, Juggernaut or Sentinel Shield, right? Like something good. Whether it's like damage resistance, EMP. The only thing that really doesn't is Seeker. But even then, like, technically, its ability keeps its... Like, technically, you can keep yourself alive by just being in the back lines all the time. And being able to single out targets, right? You don't really have to move. So, that's kind of the only one that can't really protect itself. But most good mechs have something that can keep themselves alive. Do you think if the tank mode gave damage resistance, it could be meta? I don't think so, because even if it was really strong, it would be entirely contingent on whether or not there's a tank on the field. But I think it could be better. I don't think Mimicker is really ever going to be meta. I don't think it was meant to be meta. I think it was meant to be a very well-rounded thing that you don't use for like any specific reason, because like why would you? It's a well-rounded mech, right? And a meta hanger probably has 5 very, purposeful mechs in it. They could make Mimicker really good, but I don't think it needs to be meta. I don't think it's meant to be meta, really. Gate Kresger, yeah, that's your boy. Mimicker is fun. No, I agree with you. I just don't think I don't see it becoming meta at all, and I don't really see a need for it to be meta either, to be honest. I feel like modifiers shouldn't exist unless they're part of the changing meta concept. Yeah, that's what I said from the start. That's what I said from the start. I was like, some of you guys probably remember this too. I was like, the modifiers to me seem pointless unless you're using it as as a way to test potential rebalances, right? Because the way that it is now is just like, this thing gets a 50% damage modifier. Okay, now this thing gets a 50% damage modifier. It's like damage isn't necessarily what the thing needs, so it's just random weapon gets random extra damage and that's it. There's no additional. It's not even that interesting. Bad weapons tend to stay bad. Good weapons just get even better. Oh yeah, sure, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot you. Boom. Okay, I mean, it's not the best. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. There we go. Mess him up. Boom. Hold on. This spot needs to get out of my way, bro. Oh. Boom. I forgot to put the rest of my mods on this. But it's fine. What are you? Yeah, okay. I'll just leave you the way that you are. You know what? I'll explode this shield sooner rather than later. Just so it's not a problem. Zzz. Boom. Okay. Yeah, there we go. See, that's the thing. Okay. Here's my problem with particle beam. Here's my problem with particle beam. Theoretically, it actually works really well. Okay. Theoretically, it could work really well. The way that you'd want to use it is, oh dear. I'm just gonna get away from that stupid bastion. The way that you'd want to use it is you chip them down with the beam as much as possible, and then you fire the blast at them as the finishing blow, and you get a really quick kill from that. But the problem is that you don't really know how much you need to shoot them before shooting them with the blast. So very often you end up underestimating how much you need to whittle them down, and then you fire it, and then you're like, oh wait, well now I have to, you know, do it all over again. And it's just kind of, it just doesn't work that well. Let's go. OP. Right. Now, you know, if you were to get really good at it, then potentially it'd be really good. But I think the problem is also, it's not even a thing that you can necessarily get super good at, simply because... Oh, nice. Simply because you, like, it kind of depends on what level the enemy is, right? It depends on what level they are. So if they're higher level, then it takes more shots than you think it does. And if they're lower level, it takes less shots than you think it does. And you're basically just kind of going off whim. I think this guy used his ability somewhat recently. Yeah, whatever. Get him, boys. Yo, wait, that's a guy. What? What is actually his name, but... What? Oh, no. That's a whole guy. What? What's up? Where is he? He's right there. I'll be honest, I didn't notice him until just then. Right when I saw a Revoker Eclipse, that's when I was like, oh, that's not a bot, I don't think. Also, Bot Bastion got MVP. Repeaters are good on search, but wouldn't be my first choice. I think that's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much the summary of it. I think you're pretty much right on the money there. They're still not like the best option, but they're better now, right? They're better. There might be one or two things where Repeater would be better than Revoker. I'm not really sure which. I do think potentially Seeker, because the benefit of Repeater is like you get a lot more burst damage, and it makes me wonder, like, Revoker kind of has like a damage cap to it, right? Where it's like, so long as you're taking down one layer of a multi-layered shield per shot, and like you basically kill the enemy at the same rate, regardless of what level it is, right? It kind of doesn't matter. But Repeater might be a different story. So using it on like something like Seeker with the damage boost, theoretically could really make it actually kill faster than Revoker would, right? And that's the ideal, right? It's like, What kind of mech would kill faster with Repeater than it would with Revoker? I'm not sure if there really are any. There's ranges, sure. There's like certain ranges that benefit mostly Howler, not really Repeater. Is Mr. Gatecrasher meta? No. No. And I can tell you guys this. A pattern that you're going to see among all of the meta stuff is that meta stuff has abilities that will keep itself alive very effectively. They have abilities that will prevent them from taking damage. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tank. Most of the time it's not. It could be Eclipse with the stealth and effect immunity. The effect immunity actually kind of does a lot of work. Keeps you from being EMP'd and stuff like that. It could be Nomad with the damage resistance. It could be Surge with its own EMP that just stops enemies so that it can kill them without taking damage. Pretty much every single meta mech has something that is not damage based. It's survivability based. Almost all of them. The only exception, really the only exception is Seeker, and even Seeker, like I said before, kind of is survivability based because you get to choose who you teleport onto. Like you get to stay in cover the entire time, and then you just get to choose who you teleport onto. So like even that, but like that's about as far as it deviates out. Otherwise, whenever you see a mech that's Blizzfrost, for example, became really good. No surprise there. It has the damage resistance is pretty fast, stuff like that. Any mech like Gatecrasher where it's just fully damage focused, same as Silverthorn, same as Onyx, same as Scorpius, even Dreadnought to the largest extent is like this might surprise you guys, but Dreadnought is not late game meta. It's not. Like it's kind of unusable in late game meta. But Dreadnought does have the 2 seconds of EMP, so it's okay. But most, like all of these types of damage-based mechs, they're not meta, and they probably never will be. Unless they did some major reworkings of the game itself. Is Night Fury your moderator? I don't know. Does he have the mod, does he have the blue mod status? I think so. Unless I'm blind. You could probably come to that conclusion for yourself. Let's go with the Gatecrasher. Now these are all bots. I'm not going to bother with this. All right, we can use something else. Particle Burrow Beam Hybrid. I'm not really sure why you'd bother with that. You could just use double Burrow Beam and probably get the kills faster. Do Strike Rockets work with Parasite? I mean, I don't think Strike Rockets are specifically bad on anything. Zach, hello. How's it going? Yeah, I'm streaming late because I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow morning. You got 2 Particle Beam 10s. It's trash. Yeah, I'm not really surprised. It's the sort of thing that's like you'd have to get really good at it. Dreadshot Blockhorn. Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's replace this for now. Is it up or down? I think it's down, actually. Yeah. It's gonna be OP, guys. Trust. So why didn't Dreadshot get another buff this time? They gave another buff to Suppressor and to Howler, which, like, sure, they both kind of needed it, but, like, Dreadshot needed it more. Why not give it to Dreadshot? That's my thing. They're so mean to this weapon, bro. It's so unnecessary. It's morning for you? Yeah, I'm Inferno. Charge rocket gatecrasher? You know, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Let's see. Let's go. I can keep the pilot. Damage and speed boost. More speed boost. Yeah, okay. That looks fine. Actually looks pretty good. Nice. They're acting like they can't give more than 8 buffs. Yeah, this last... I don't have a lot of hope for this last wave. You know, like, there's a lot of things that I really hope that they would... that they would at least touch a little bit. Hey, Chef, how's it going? Overdriver better than Berserker, yeah. Charge Rocket on Deathwalker, yeah. Oh, in 2v2 no mod, yeah. Well. Strike Rocket Deathwalker. If this wave buffed more, then next wave should nerf more? No. No. So, they've said we should use Repeater on something else. What should we use Repeater on, guys? Outside of Seeker. Seeker did okay. But they said on wave 2, they said these are basically the last of the nerfs. For the rest of the rebalance, we're going to focus heavily on buffs. So they only nerfed one thing in wave 3. Wave 4, they might not nerf anything. It's going to, again, be mostly focused on buff. If they nerf something, it's going to be one thing. Blizzfrost? Okay, sure. Duration and cooldown. Here we go. I'm not sold on this. I feel like this is not going to end very well. Because the Blizzler is not that fast. But we'll see. Do I have any good skins for you? I do not. Okay. Reavers on Nomad. I would like to try to focus on the stuff that's been buffed. Or the stuff that's been... Or even the stuff that's been nerfed. We could do Revoker. Blizzfrost Burrow Beam is low-key good. I mean, anything Burrow Beam, like, late game is going to be good. You will prove Night Fury is getting paid. Okay. Why am I streaming this late? Because I couldn't stream this morning. And I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow morning because I got to bring my car into the shop to get the battery replaced. Volty? That's not a bad one. Volty with what? Hornet? Oh, yeah, I love that, bro. Let's go. Hornets still don't feel... I don't like their firing mechanic. That's my main thing, I guess, at this point. Ah, man, I'm out of missile pilots. Ah, whatever. I should probably put this one on the Gatecrasher to make it faster, but I can't be bothered. It's too much effort. Sure. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Hornet, it still doesn't feel that good to use. It's just kind of an awkward weapon. The firing mechanics are kind of bad. But it is pretty good now. It's pretty good now. What's the rarest skin that I own? I mean, probably the content creator skins. Let's start with this one. New subscriber. Well, hello. How's it going? Theoretically, I have been outside. Yeah. It's so they say. Repeater Chungus, yeah. Could do that. Where is everybody? I'm kind of scared. Oh, look at this one very, very bad man over there. Now, what I could do... Hold on. I'm going to do this. I don't know, I'm going to run at him. Because I have... Oh, I didn't actually have to wait for his ability to go down. I forget most of the time. This mech has stasis immunity while the ability's active, which is not bad. I can get behind that. I don't think it's like... It's not the most useful... it's not the most useful thing ever. But it's decent. Do I wanna... Well, hi. How's it going? What? No, that's so spicy, dude. And also, bruh, you see, I used my ability and that Redux didn't even get stuck. Because, like, the smallest incline freaking ruins it. It's ridiculous. Okay, hold on. What's up? What's up? I'm gonna crisp you to death. He is about to be crisped. Get crisped. Yo, okay. That's not good. That's not good. That Redux should die. Hold on. That Redux right there should... Yeah, I just gotta... Charge. Knock it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's, it's a little bit scary. I don't like it a lot. Boom, 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 boom. What? Bruh. Okay. Where's the other guy? Oh, he's right there. Boom, 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 boom. No, please. There's so many bastions. It's ridiculous. It's not even fair. I should go with this. If I want to take care of bastions, I should go with this. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I just one-shot that guy. Bro, Redux, chill a little bit. Holy freaking. He just... Okay. No, it's fine, fellas. Don't worry about it. He's got a canopy, not anymore. Oh, is he staying close to his friends? Come on, home in a little bit. There you go. Bzz. He should be dead to the... He should be dead to the... Yeah. Bzz. I don't know why I said bzz, like it's a zappy thing. It's not a zappy thing. It's a smacky thing. Oh, where is he? He's gonna spawn again. Well, that's a bot. I don't want to turn bot. He's got another one, surely. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Ah, a death talker. Now, where is he gonna respawn? Bzz. He's got his ability back already, I think. Yeah. Hold on. This is so unnecessary, dude. That cooldown is wildly low. It's so low. Why are they not nerfing this thing, dude? The Revoker didn't need an extra nerf, honestly. I mean, like, it's still kind of better than all the other close quarters options, but... I feel like a Revoker... Like, outside of, like, of the two, right? Out of the two, nerf Deathwalker or nerf Revoker again. I probably nerf Deathwalker, to be honest. I don't know why they didn't. We'll see if they nerf it in the next one. That's true. We don't technically know. But they basically said it. They basically said it, I think, on Discord. I don't remember exactly what they said, but they basically straight up said, like, yeah, we're not going to nerf it. And that's, I don't know. Some people are happy about that because, like, that means the thing that they have is still meta, but I don't know. It's a little too strong, I think. No nerfs. There might be one, but I think they've said, yeah, they're mostly done with nerfs. It'll be largely buffs. So similar to this one, the Wave 4 could be one extra nerf. It's possible, but kind of not that likely. Night for you're gonna head out. Okay, bye-bye. Revoker or Howler? I mean, Revoker's still better is what I would assume. Look at the post comments. They're crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's usually the case. If they nerf Deathwalker, then Outlaw is dead? Okay, but, like, you're saying that like it's a bad thing. You're saying that like it's a bad thing. Should they? I mean, let's just, you know, straight up, you know, come to a conclusion right here. We can just ask this question. It's a very simple question. Should they purposely leave something to be specifically overpowered simply because it makes another thing that counters it also overpowered? So, like, maybe you have a two-man meta, essentially, a two-man top meta, the main thing, and then the thing that counters the main thing. We can assume we'll just pretend that Deathwalker and Outlaw are equally valuable, which they're not, but even if they were, right? You could have that, or you could nerf Deathwalker so that it's a lot more in line with all the other stuff. And then Outlaw becomes a lot less useful. So you either have two things that are top meta, or you have like 5 or 6 things that are top meta. I feel like the answer to that is obvious. You waiting for the Carbine buff? I'm not even sure it's going to happen. Yeah, I really hope it does, but I'm not even sure it's going to happen. Review your hangar? No, we're not doing that today. I'll try to do that once a month. You're gonna change. You said they're gonna change the mods back to 3-star. Yeah, at some point in the spring is what they said. The details I am unsure of. I don't have the details. Okay, get out of my way. I don't want to dash into you. Never mind. I'm okay dashing into you because these are robots. Don't care. More meta diversity is nice. It makes the endgame less stale. Yeah, I mean, like that's the whole point of the rebalance, is to increase the meta diversity. Because if you rebalance stuff and you end up with the same super cringe 2-weapon meta, which pretty much we have now, let's be honest, the Burrow Beam introduction, along with Charge Rocket, Burrow Beam and Charge Rocket, honestly, they entered the meta and they kind of... It's more bots. They kind of immediately entered the meta. They didn't have to get buffed or anything, which is fairly unusual, but it's 2 weapons in a row, which is kind of annoying, right? That's kind of annoying for me. Because, like, to me, the whole point of a rebalance is to get rid of this ridiculous 2-weapon meta. As well as the more, you know, is what, you know, basically just to lessen the gap between stuff, right? There's still going to be a meta, sure, whatever. It's still going to be a meta. But the gap should be smaller. Bro. We're just going to keep, whatever. We're just going to keep getting bob matches, aren't we? I'm just going to do this. No. You stop that, you bad, bad boy. Boom, 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 boom. That is ridiculous damage. That is kind of ridiculous damage. Boom, 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 boom. There's no modifier or anything on this, right? I don't think so. But yeah, the fact that they made Charge Rocket and Burrow Beam, like, it's kind of nice to see a new meta, sure. Is it kind of nice to see a new meta? Sure. But it kind of undermines the entire rebalance. Because you're not fixing the item imbalance. You're not fixing the meta, you're just replacing the meta with something else. And that's not what people want. Bruh. Oh. Get out of here. Ah, fine. Most forgotten weapon. I mean, Carbine's one of them. I think Particle Beam is definitely up there. I mean, now that it got buffed, it's not forgotten, but I think for the longest time it kind of was. It's just highly irrelevant. What is the range on this? Is it 80? I think it's 80. Ah, oh, dang it, bro. No. Fusion cannon. I don't know about that. The epic weapons, ouch. The epic weapons and stuff, at least they're cheap and you can get all of them. There's a lot of things that it's like, you can get it, but it's like, it's not even cheap, it's expensive. Not even available for in-game currency in some cases. So, like, why would you... It's like, it's not even a thing that people think about just because of how completely impractical it is to get it. Shh, stop. No! I'm gonna die. Just doing that's gonna kill me, yeah. Frick. Fuse Mortar, Arc Torrent? Nah, I disagree with you. I disagree with you. From a late game perspective, maybe, but from a general perspective, there's people... Man, just like yesterday, I ran into a guy with a maxed Surge. He had one Fuse Mortar 12 and one Rocket Mortar 12 on it. Don't ask me what he was doing, I don't know. But that's what he had. Voltaic RPG. Now that's a close contender. That's a close contender. Because it's like, here, what are we doing? Are we listing bad weapons? I don't think so, because I could just say autocannon. Has anybody forgotten about auto? No. Everyone knows it exists. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's forgotten. I'll take a look, though. I will take a look. We'll see. Weapons. I mean, maybe Plasma Cannon. Again, not because it's bad, but just because people go, like, pretty much immediately to the better stuff. Like, Plasma Cannon's kind of not ever used by anybody. Carbine is fairly irrelevant, but Carbine's actually kind of well-known simply because it's irrelevant, right? Like, it's a weapon. It's like, you know, what's a bad weapon? Carbine, you know, obviously. It's not really forgotten. It's just bad. Mr. X, fine. Voltaic RPG is pretty bad. Blast RPG. Now, Blast RPG is a contender, because who even talks about this? Berserker? Nah, Berserker's good. Like on my free-to-play account, the people who bought the Berserker 8s are absolutely ruining me, to be honest. Gauss Rifle? Maybe not. I think Blast RPG is certainly one that I never think about. Like, I've thought about it, like, sometimes I bring it up, but that's only in the context of, like, oh, what's the next free-to-play weapon? And I'm like, well, it should be Blast RPG. And that's kind of the only reason anyone even thinks about it. Particle Beam is another one that I forget about frequently, but I mean, since it got buffed, people are, you know, it's more popular now. Shotgun fragment gun's very popular. Ember gun arc torrent. All of those are fine. Gauss rifle, maybe. Definitely none of those. All of those are fine. Though EM rifle is not one that I personally think about a whole lot. When I think of snipers, I usually think of like Tetra rifle and railgun. Disc launcher is kind of like carbine, where it's like it's well known because of how bad it is. Chain gun. It has to be chain gun. I think it's chain gun, fellas. All these other things, people will think about it, people will talk about it, people will use it. Even like somebody mentioned cryo launcher. People will use it because it's cheap. They'll buy it, they'll upgrade it because it's cheap. I think the most forgotten thing is most likely a legendary, simply because those are expensive and people just kind of don't worry about it. I basically never see this anywhere. Everyone mutually understands that chain gun is an absolute garbage dog water weapon that they should never even consider buying. Everyone understands that. I don't get any questions about this weapon. Literally nobody's like, well, they used to, right? Like way back when. I think it was sort of recently after it came out, and also when they buffed it. Like they buffed the damage by like 50%, and it was still garbage after that. But after they buffed it, people for a little while, when they and also when it became free to play, I guess, right? People for a little while were like, oh, should I get, you know, chain gun or minigun? Which one's better? Or chain gun or Viper or whatever, right? But nobody even talks about it. Scape duplicated on his free to play. Yeah, it's because he's a gamer, more of a gamer than I am. You almost forgot chain gun exists. Well, that was the whole point, right? Is the whole point of me pointing it out. Is because I think it's probably the most forgotten weapon. I think it's the weapon that people just forget exists most of the time. Like, more so than any other weapon. Again, like, there's plenty of weapons that are bad, but people know that, like, people remember them, right? It's not like they forget that it exists. They know of it because it's bad. It's like kind of a meme, right? What about Mechs? I mean, Mechs is probably Scorpius. Again, Redox is kind of a meme. Brickhouse is kind of a meme. They're both bad. But I think they're bad to the point where it's just funny. Whereas Scorpius is just kind of bad. And it's a little bit more popular now. Like, you might think, it's like, well, I think about Scorpius sometimes, but that's because there was a crate rush for it, like, literally just a couple days ago. So I feel like that's the main reason. Anything else, like, let's say even Sentinel, bro. Everybody knows Sentinel's bad, but do you know the number of rank 6 Sentinels? Somebody said Sentinel right there. You know the number of rank 6 Sentinels I run into on my 4K SP free-to-play account? It's crazy, and they do good. They're not maxed. They're just rank 6. They are slapping. They are really tough to deal with. Cheetah, also bad, but again, it's like kind of a meme. And then when you get into like the lower rank stuff, like Arachnos, it's just a meme. You can, and even to the extent of like some of these other things like Puma, it's just like, it's either funny, it's either so bad that it's funny, or it's like kind of low-key, you know, pretty decent, like my Juggernaut, for example, bro. Again, on the free-play account. I just spam upgraded it to rank 6, and it's, like, low-key one of my best mechs. Like, to be honest. It's low-key one of my best mechs, just because I could, like, spam upgrade it, right? So it's, like, things that are, again, things that are irrelevant late game are still things that a lot of people do think about. Not late game people, but other people. And kind of the same thing goes with weapons. Mimicker. I don't think that Mimicker's forgotten about so much as it's just not relevant to any conversation. I think it's so average. Salver? No, I disagree. Salver's pretty relevant. Redeemer? There's no way that you think people forget Redeemer exists. How will they glaze it 24/7 if they forget it exists, bro? Blockhorn. Let's go. It's more bots. It's the healer everyone wanted, so it wouldn't be forgotten. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the only really good healer. It's not necessarily meta, but it is very popular. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. There's a freaking... Where are you going? Hold on, this absolute creeper. Go away, stop. Are you kidding me? Hold on, he's gonna come out. Come out. Boom. So sad. This weapon is so sad. I want to like it. I really want to like it. But it's garbage, dude. Okay, that was like my boosted damage with the double damage, so... That hit seems pretty decent. It just takes so long to kill anything. It's ridiculous. Come on. Can I not hit this guy? Boom. 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 Ah, come on, bro. What's best for Deathwalker? I mean, like, Stormwrack probably, right? Stormwrack, Charge Rocket. Those are the two, probably best ones. Boom, 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 boom. Sup. Sup. He's stuck. Boom. Okay. It's a lot of bastions over here. Everybody's a bastion. I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Isn't there a Dreadshot modifier for 12? There might be. In which case, yeah, the 12 would be stronger than the 16, if that's the point you were getting at. But, like, you know, if you need a modifier in order to make it good, then probably the weapon isn't good, right? Like, that's... I think we can agree on that. Hold on. This nerd. Oh, yeah. Boom. Boom. I'll just be over here. Minding my own business. Nothing besides that. Oh, he almost turned around and shot me. Absolute nerd. Boom. Boom. Cool. Best for Blockhorn? I mean, usually 12 kills is not that bad, actually. But that was just bots, right? Usually I go with, like, some type of mid-range bullet spray weapon. So, like, Overdrive or Minigun are my top two for Blockhorn. Hold on, is there a... OBS was kind of lagging for a second. Oh, look. It's the 16 that has the modifier. And I'm using double modified 16s on Blockhorn that also has the damage boost. And it was still sad. It was still sad. That's just ridiculous. Because 50% damage modifier is the equivalent of me having a third Dreadshot 16 on here. I hope you guys realize that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Do you think Repeater is still bad? I don't think it's meta, but I think it's a lot better. I haven't used it enough to really know. I really haven't. I would like to say something definitive, but I can't really say anything definitive about it. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a late game meta thing. Now, maybe in earlier game, it could be a lot better. Very quick kills, right? Like, so long as there's little to no mods involved, Repeater theoretically could probably kill faster than Revoker can. Or Howler, right? So, yeah, I want to get Repeaters on my free play account as well. At some point. I don't know when it's going to happen. Oracle Blockhorn? Yeah, that's true. Oracle did get a buff as well, huh? I can try that. Is it further up or is it further down? I don't remember. It's right here. Okay. I can use... I mean, I always use the damage boost implant because it's just kind of the best one. I might also use range. I think range on Oracle is decent because the damage, the DPS of Oracle is not that good. So I think at that point you want range more than much else. BMP showed the Howlers had the highest kill rate at mid-range, so at least it's not horrible anymore. Well, I mean, a higher kill rate than Revoker, but that's only at like 30, 40 meters. Again, that was already the case, I think, with several things. I'm pretty sure. The problem with... The reason that Revoker is so ridiculous is that there are, like, anything that you would use Revoker on, it's incredibly easy to close that 30-meter gap. It's really easy. Like, if it's like, oh, you know, this weapon works good at, like, you know, 5 to 10 meters, but this other one works a lot better if you're at, like, 30 meters. Try keeping yourself at 30 meters. It's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. It's way too easy for things to get to close that distance. And so, yeah, for that reason, Howler's still not going to be that good, I don't think. But yeah, obviously, Repeater also has a lot of damage fall off at range as well. Could I do Suppressor Outlaw? Sure. Sure. Let me, do this. Put on you. And then I'll damage reload. I think I actually might want range to keep as much distance as possible. I like suppressor. I mean, I'm just a suppressor glazer. You guys know this, but I like suppressor's implants as well. I really think that. Let me scroll so you can actually see it. I really think that almost all of them are actually valuable ones to use in some circumstances. So, like, depending on the mech that I'm going for, I'll choose a different one of these. Like, I'll usually have at least one ability implant. So out of the 5 implants, I'll choose, like, 3 different ones of these. And all of them, I think, are good. I think all of them are good in different ways, and I think I really like that. That's exactly what I want implants to be, for the most part. Someone else said, hold on, let me put... Do I have this? Charge Rocket Blizzler is what they said. Which I think should be further up. It's not further up, it's further down. Oh, you know what it is? It's because I don't have the 12, that's why. I can use a 16 and 8. Or wait, do I have the 10s? Are the 10s like modified or something? Probably not. But I know my 8's really weak, so if I use a 16 and 8, that would be kind of not that good. Do I have double 10 though? I think I might. I do. Okay. I'm okay just using double 10, that's fine. Yo, wait. I'm just realizing there's a part of me that thinks like maybe I knew this and then forgot about it. But I'm just seeing this little progress bar for like how many blueprints I have and how much more I need to be able to upgrade it again. Huh. That's something I kind of forgot about. That's not, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. A level 1 range implant. I could do that. I mean, I guess we could go with 2 for now. I'll just get to level 3. I'll upgrade it eventually anyway. Repeater or Revoker? Sure. Let's go with Revoker. We'll see how good it is. If it's still good or kind of garbage. My guess is it's still gonna be good. Don't need that. I want this. Don't need this. I want cooldown. And I will take... I'll take the Revoker range. Why not? But what is the Revoker range now? They lessened its effectiveness, I think. Yeah, 25%. Okay. Is Gatecrasher getting a buff? Gatecrasher already got a buff. The rebalance actually already went live. Revoker still meta? Yeah, it is. Which is like, I'm okay with that. It would be kind of sad for them to release, like, they released Burrow Beam, which is kind of way too strong. And it works, it's kind of the best weapon for a lot of these mechs that usually use Revoker. It's kind of the new best weapon for a lot of them. And so if they nerfed Revoker out of the meta, then that would be kind of sad. I wouldn't super enjoy that. I wasn't aware Revoker range implant was 50%. It was for the longest time, yeah. Oracle Volti theoretically could be good in 1v1. Not really. Because like you have to be able to see them and then shoot them with the effect thing. And then be able to get your ability off multiple times before they rush you. But like Oracle does like no damage. They could easily rush you and kill you. Graviton Gatecrasher? I could do that. Sure. We should try more particle beam builds. Oh, I have this radius implant. Maybe that's decent. Well, wait, what is Gatecrasher? It's a good radius, isn't it? 20 meters radius. Okay. So, was it 15% on that? 15% on that would be like I don't know what that is. It's like 3 meters, I think. Yeah, I think it's about 3 meters. It's not that much, but we'll use it. Particle Orion. Yeah, I guess technically that could maybe work. Which mech do you think will come out first, Duel or Earthquake? I think the concept for Earthquake was scrapped in favor of Blizzfrost. Because if you think about it, they have basically the exact same ability. They just look very different. Every single one of my bots, except for one, has Suppressor Mimicker. So whoever was asking for Suppressor Mimicker, there you go. The bots got you. Have I tried Disruptors? Yes, I have. They seem okay, but be honest, I can't really tell a big difference. Like, I don't use them and be like, oh wow, this is actually good. I just use them as just like, okay, it's Disruptor. You miss about half your shots. The shots you do hit, they'll hit pretty hard, but that's, you know, that's about it. No. Bro, I knew that was gonna happen, dude. When did they tease Duel? You want to look at it? This was kind of a while ago. It was before Blizzfrost. It was before Volte. And, no. Yeah. Pasha told me that they are still, like Duel is technically finished. Like, they finished making it. They made the mech. They just decided to change the release order of stuff. So they are going to release it. They just decided to release some other stuff first. Ow. Okay. Well, that was probably never going to work, even without nerfed Revoker. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, cut that out, you cretin. Oh my gosh, bro. I get hit by like one freaking... It's ridiculous. I get hit by like one freaking... Not Revoker. Hornet Redox. And like 90% of my HP is just gone. No. Okay. To be fair, it's bold. Bro, we cut that out right now. Do not want to die to that. I'll bait a shot. There we go. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh no, that might kill me. Yeah, that's gonna kill me. Okay, fair enough. What did it do? It was kind of like Burrow Beam, except it would heal allies and damage. It would heal allies and damage enemies. And it would just go through, like go through them. I imagine it might even go through mods as well. You know, based on what we have with Burrow Beam. I doubt it would do a ton of damage. Like, I doubt it's gonna be like, you know, super fast killing, whatever. But, yeah, it's just a decent sort of attack slash support-ish thing. You can't even see me. Stop lying. Stupid Scorpius spot. Garbage. Weapon or a mech? It's a mech. Isn't that one weapon called Tunneler? Burrow Beam? No, it's called Burrow Beam. It's, like the... What's it called? The code name, like when they're working on it. I think was something similar to that. It wasn't Tunneler, but it was something similar to that. Tunnel Beam, I think, or something like that. Podgun or Viper? I mean, I prefer Podgun, to be honest. You remember it was Tunneler? It was definitely not Tunneler specifically. It was like Tunnel Beam or something like that. Particle Beam Hemlock? Sure. I didn't use... Wait, no, I did use this. A little bit. Sure. Hold on, let me check real quick. This is going to be my last one, yeah. This is going to be my last one. Like I said, I can't go for too long. I've got to get up early tomorrow. I'm just kind of trying some stuff tonight because I am not going to have anything tomorrow morning. But then we'll get back to, you know, regular stuff after that. I don't need the reload implant. It is nice when they buff something's reload speed. It's really nice when they buff something's reload speed to the point where you don't need the reload implant anymore. It's a pretty good sign. Like, you can still use it if you want to, but it's, like, not a necessary thing. Kind of like Howler. The new, like, 3 seconds reload is kind of fine. You could use, like, a maxed reload implant, and it's, like, it gets down to, like, almost 2 seconds. It's definitely better. But 3 seconds is still kind of fine, right? Storm Rack block. Alright, I got you. Much appreciated, by the way. Instead of, we'll replace this because I used it quite a bit. Storm Rack. I'm not a huge fan of this one. Wait, no, I want to keep that one. I'm not a huge fan of Storm Racks on Blockhorn. Simply because like, the weapon mounts are really low to the ground. I feel like it's kind of hard to use the radius and stuff. I might go with, I could go with duration. Maybe okay. If the radius is hard to use, maybe I do go with the radius implant. But yeah, it's like, most of the time I prefer stuff that has, like, a little bit more height advantage. And Blockhorn doesn't really have that, I don't feel like. Everything else is fine. What's your opinion on Viper? I think it's kind of just worse than Overdriver in, like, pretty much every way. Like, I would not... There are some mechs where it's, like, Overdriver versus Minigun, right? Some mechs I'd prefer Overdriver. Most mechs I would prefer Minigun, to be fair. I would prefer Minigun most of the time. Some mechs I would prefer Overdriver. But then when it comes to Overdriver versus Viper, Viper's not a bad weapon by any means, but there's not a single mech where I would say, yes, I would prefer Viper on that. Not a single one. All of them I prefer Overdriver. And I feel like that's a reasonable summary of the mech, of the weapon itself. Is like, it's okay, but it's kind of just not necessary. Like, why would you bother using it? I'm gonna wait for him to get a little closer. Boom. Bruh, he turns and I freaking hit his mod shield. Cringe. Anonymous is back there. Okay. But I'm gonna wait for them to... There's a stealthy boy coming up. There's a stealthy boy coming up. Bzzz. Boom. There we go. Being able to, like, again, like, the ideal way to use this would for sure be, like... Would be for sure to be, like, you chew the mods and whatever down, and you chew their HP down a bit with, just the beam, and then you use the blast to finish them off. I'm 100% dead. Unless he's really bad at stuff, which it does appear that he is. It does seem that way. And, yeah, so, like, so long as you can finish him off with the blast, it's fine. But if you can't finish him off with the blast, then you have to wait for a reload. You have to chew it again. You don't have any burst damage output. Oh, come on, I died to this freaking EM rifle. I had no idea, I had no concept of how much HP that, that one guy still had, that Eclipse. I had no idea how much HP he still had, so I was erring on the side of, like, probably he has a lot of HP still, so I'm not going to use the blast yet. I was going to use it as, like, sort of a last-ditch thing if he happened to get closer. Because like for the time being, it wasn't really an immediate problem. I just accidentally backed up into a different eclipse. Is the issue with that? I need to. Stop. Bro, cut it out. My bot's got no freaking beacons, dude. I can kill you. I can kill you very quickly. But can I get to this beacon before they spawn on it? Yeah, okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. No problems here. There never was a problem. He has actually not a lot of kills, but he does have 211 damage. Which is scary. The guy's gonna suppress me, probably. I'll just do this. Ah, Gemini, okay. In that case... Yeah. Should I have stayed on it enough to get it? Probably. Ow. Bruh. This guy's gonna win? This is ridiculous. Poke, poke, poke. How did I kill him without exploding myself? That's the real question. I'm not sure how that happened. Is he still over there? He might be. Ah, yeah, okay. Can he even hit me with that? Oh, no, not really. Not really. Like, he can try. My alarm going off. He's gonna run for another beacon. Actually, no, he's just gonna run because he's got 15 seconds. Ah, shoot. He only has a couple seconds left. Don't try it, don't try it. Aw, yeah. Sad. I would have won. I deserved that victory. That, you know, surprisingly, the Hemlock was not that bad. The particle beam. Particle beam Hemlock actually worked surprisingly well. I'm not particularly disappointed in that. And, you know, maybe it'll be a weapon worth using sometimes. I'd have to try it more, and I'd have to try it on different stuff as well. Let's see, just grab some of this random stuff real quick. You're gonna be a particle beam glazer? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I definitely think it's one of those weapons where it's like, it does have theoretical value if you were really good at managing when to use the blast mode. But I think it's too impractical. I think it's really difficult to really manage that. And it's kind of impossible to tell exactly when to use it most of the time. So, yeah, it just becomes like a really impractical thing to do. But like technically speaking, it would be potentially a really good one in some cases. Because again, like even just the beam from it. Even just... This one's like... It's all dark, and then when I zoom in, it's the other one that's dark. Well, now it's yeah, it's this one that's dark. Now it's what the heck happened, Plarium? Bro, I gotta pay for the electric bills on my particle beams now. Probably they're like 250 coins per week, or you don't get lights on your particle beams. No, but like the beam, right? The damage per shot, 22,000. And then compare this to like, it's level 3. It's the 12. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. It's the 12 and it's level 3. 22,000 per shot. I think it has the same fire rate as Continuum. Which, like, this is a little bit lower because it's level 1. But still, this is like, it has like the double damage chance. Even if Particle Beam was 1 shot per second, it still should be, the beam should still have higher DPS than Continuum. So why is Continuum kind of okay and Particle Beam completely, like, why is that not that good? That's what I'm kind of wondering. And this was even before the buff, because it's a pretty significant damage difference. Like, this has 120 meters, sure, and Particle Beam only has 100, sure, but like, that's not a big difference. Hey, much appreciated, thank you. I'm gonna need that tomorrow. I gotta get my I gotta get my car's battery changed. It's gonna be like another, I don't know, $100, $200 or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous. Stalker meta. But yeah, so like, I've always wondered this too. I've always wondered, like, why is Continuum kind of okay, but then Particle Beam kind of not, even though... Oh, I said 120 meters range. That's the RPM. I'm an idiot. It has 140 meters range. So I mean, 140 meters on Continuum versus 100 meters on Particle Beam, sure, it's just less range, but like, is that really a big difference? Is that really a big difference? Repeater 10 good to buy. I would wait. I would wait. I have not tried it on my free-to-play account. I'll try to get it, but I also haven't tried it a whole lot on this account either. So I'll try to test it a bit more and see what I think about it. As of right now, I'm not really sold. I don't think it's that, like, it's definitely better, but like, Revoker's kind of still better than Repeater and Howler, so like, why bother getting it if you already have Revoker? What about the mod rebalance? I don't know if there's going to be a mod rebalance. They're gonna do the thing where it's like, you know, people can use it at rank 3. They're gonna do that at some point in the spring, is what they said, which could be, you know, anytime. It's one of the few weapons that actually requires skill to show its true potential. Kind of true, but I think to some extent it's also just kind of luck, right? You know, like, you don't really know exactly what level everything is that people have on their thing. So like, even if you were mentally calculating exactly how much damage you're dealing to an enemy with your beam, and then exactly calculating how much you should have to, calculating, like, how much you deal with the blast and exactly when to do the blast. Like, if they have, like, if they're slightly tankier than you're used to, then all of a sudden it's garbage. And if they're slightly weaker than you're used to, then, you could have killed them faster. And that's not something that you can really know. So it's like, it's theoretically good. Particle Beam's theoretically good, but it's, again, I just find it, like, not inconvenient, but impractical. I think it's impractical to really use it to its fullest extent. You only know after the battle or when you get killed by them. Exactly, yeah. You don't really know. And I mean, like, sure, at, like, max level, if you're talking, like, maxed meta, whatever, you can just assume that everything everybody has is max level. So, like, sure, that's easy. But apart from that, like, that's kind of the only time when it's relevant. Hey, Sean, hello. How's it going? I'm about to end the stream. Do you think Gatecrasher is better? Well, it did get a buff, so yeah, I definitely think it's better. Do I think it's good? No. And I said this earlier. Do you think the mod rebalancing can stop SP dropping? Potentially. It'll definitely stop people from SP dropping with Dreadnought, because I don't think Dreadnought's going to be very good after that. It's going to keep people from... It's going to much lessen the Gemini spam, because a well-leveled multi-layered mod will completely ruin Gemini's performance. So it's going to solve some problems for sure. Will it create new problems? Maybe, yeah. Nothing is without its, nuances. But anyway, yeah, so like... Gatecrasher, it's better. It's not meta. It probably never will be meta. Every meta mech has, to some degree, an ability that can help protect itself. Even if it's Hemlock, it just sticks you in place. It keeps you from dealing damage. You keep yourself alive with that. Nomad, I mean, it's pretty obvious, has damage resistance, right? Like, and to the extent that certain ones don't, they're actually less meta. And you know that certain ones are less meta just on the abilities too, like Outlaw. It's not super protective. It can be, depending on the mech and the weapon, but it's kind of situational. And, anyone can tell you Outlaw is pretty good, but it's not really top meta necessarily. It's a situational mech, right? Like, it's good to have one for enemy Deathwalkers, but that's about it. And not everything with protection is necessarily meta. Like Blockhorn isn't really meta, kind of is, but like not really. What's another example? Like Bastion, obviously. Like Bastion's not meta. It has protection, but it's not meta. Same with Vortex. So I'm not saying that everything with a protective ability is going to be meta, but I'm saying that you're going to be hard pressed to find a top meta mech that doesn't have some type of protection built into its ability. You're never going to see just a raw DPS mech being top meta. I don't think it's going to happen. It's possible, I suppose, but I don't think it's ever going to really happen. So yeah, anything like that, anything like, Brickhouse, Redux, Scorpius, Gatecrasher, Onyx, all of those are cooked. They stand no chance. Mimicker to a large extent as well. Salver, kind of. Salver's not really that good. Volty, Silverthorn. For the most part, Dreadnought. Like, all of those mechs are explicitly based on damage, and they're not going to be meta. Not the way that the game currently is. They'd have to like introduce a completely new feature for it to change that, I think. You came here to time someone out. Let's freaking go. Well, I'm about to end the stream anyway because I have to get up. So Savants are better than Gemini's debate. No, I think there's arguments for both. I think Savant is definitely better than Gemini in some cases. The mods are going to be changed in some way, but the way it's changed isn't specified. Says who? Because according to my talk with Pasha, right? He said that, like, yeah, they might rebalance the mods, but they would rather just change the accessibility, make them more accessible, and just go with that. And that they don't necessarily have explicit plans to rebalance them in any way. Like, they could, and he understands why I would want them to be rebalanced. They could do that, but they don't have explicit plans to do that, is what he told me. Of course, this was from my talk with him, like, I don't know, a couple months ago. It's like December or November or December or something like that. You'd be fine with global 4-star mod requirement? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Rank 3, rank 4, I think rank 3 is fine. It doesn't really matter much to me. So, like, even if it was rank 6, so long as it's consistent, that's really all I wanted. But they've already said that it's going to be rank 3, so it's like there's no point talking about it. You think Strike Rocket, Gemini, and Savant have their own advantages over the others? Yes, I agree with you. I don't think there's one that's explicitly better than the other two. Always, it's definitely like certain mechs, especially. Do you think it'll be able to use mods at rank 3? Yeah, they explicitly said it'll be bringing it back to rank 3. So it's not even a conversation. It's not even a thing where it's like, we should try to get them to do this. Like they've already said that they're going to do it. They said they're going to do it sometime in the spring this year. I don't know when that's going to be exactly, but they said what it's going. They said what it's going to be, and they said what they're going to do. So like, we're basically just waiting for it to happen. The conversation of what happens is kind of already done. Does the informal talk with a single dev really hold that much weight? I mean, like, what do you mean by that? Because for the most part, he's just giving me information, right? Like, I'm not convincing him to do one thing or the other. He's just telling me things that are going to happen. Like, I'm asking him questions, and he's telling me things that are going to happen. So it's not like it's happening because I talked to him. It's just that we didn't know about it until I talked to him. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what the premise of that question is. Will there be a fourth part of the rebalance? Yeah, there's going to be a fourth wave. It's one more. There's going to be one more. It's going to be, again, mostly focused on buffs. There might be one nerf, but it's going to be mostly buffs, same as this one. Are storms really going to get nerfed? Nobody knows. I think they should, probably. But are they going to? I have no idea. They should also nerf Deathwalker, but it doesn't seem like they're going to. So, what are you going to do? You hope Stormracks are left alone? It probably depends. I think, like, let's say, given the performance on my free-to-play account, for example, they're fine. I don't even use them all the time. I think they're well-balanced. The problem with them is the legendary reload implant. I don't even think the weapon itself is imbalanced. It's just the legendary reload implant, right? That's the main thing to me. But I still consider an implant nerf to be a weapon nerf. The devs don't listen to players' advice. They do what they want to do. I mean, to some extent, that's probably true. But also, to some extent, like, just because I'm talking to them doesn't necessarily mean they should change everything according to my opinions, right? Because are my opinions the best opinions? Not necessarily. Like, if they just blindly did everything that I said that they should do, they'd probably be worse off for it, because I'm not a game developer, right? Now, I do my best. I do my best to make sure that everything makes, everything that I would suggest obviously makes sense to me, and I try to make sure that it makes sense to the most number of people. Like, I typically advocate for things that most people agree on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best course of action always. So I don't blame them for just, like, for not really listening to me as an individual. If they nerf the radius damage, then guided weapons would dominate the lower SPs even more than they already do. I don't necessarily think so. I mean, maybe, but 50 to 30% reload on Stormracks and minus 1.5 meter radius and 2 to 3 seconds on cooldown duration on Deathwalker seems about right to me. And I think the meta will be healthy again. I generally agree with you. The thing is with Deathwalker as well is that the cooldown's still bugged, isn't it? Like, when you send a Deathwalker back, they get like the 8-second cooldown as opposed to the 15 seconds that they're supposed to have. They don't get the full 15 seconds most of the time. I don't think so. But yeah, increasing the cooldown would probably be a good idea for that as well. Nerfing the radius on Stormrack, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. It would give, like, Blast RPG a chance to kind of dominate the radius area. But it's mostly the reload to me. It's mostly the reload. And we don't have stats from thousands of matches. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have a lot of data that we just don't, right? So, like, I have opinions, but I don't sit here pretending to know all kinds of things that, like, obviously I don't know about. I definitely have opinions, but right, I wouldn't go to the devs with those opinions and be like, hey, you definitely need to do this right now. Blast RPG needs a buff? I mean, yeah, it does. As a lot of things do. Maybe Deathwalker teleported back instantly counted for a few seconds since this technically has its ability ended. No, there's two different types of cooldowns for Deathwalker. There's the base cooldown that's 15 seconds, and then there's a second cooldown that's only 8 seconds that isn't listed anywhere. But if your duration runs out and you don't get sent back, like if you survive the entire time and your ability just times out, you get a shortened 8-second duration as opposed to the full 15 seconds, and that's on purpose. So, like, similar to how, like, if you miss with a Hemlock or something, you get a much shorter cooldown because it was an ineffective ability. So there's a bit of a grace, there's a bit of a grace period with that. They give you a shorter cooldown to make up for it. But that cooldown is what's used even if you get sent back. As far as I'm aware, that's what happens quite often. So, like, it's bugged. It's not supposed to be like that. The 8-second cooldown got bugged and was also put in the resurrection cooldown. I think that's what happened. That's definitely... So somebody told me that that's what was going on a while ago. Maybe they fixed it, and maybe it's just a completely different problem now. I don't know. Like, I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Why do you have so little XP? Because, like, when you get to the end, you just keep going through this over and over and over again. Capping his resurrection to maybe 3 times. A resurrection limit would be wild. It would be wild. I'm not necessarily a fan of that. Not necessarily a fan of that. Opinion on Reaver, I think it's almost good. If they give it like a 10 to 15% damage buff, it might be really solid. Do bots get the bug too? Yeah, probably. Almost certainly, because they spam their abilities so freaking fast, it's almost impossible to kill them. Minigun, Repeater, Howler, or still Revoker with Eclipse. I mean, my personal preference is Minigun, but you could ask, like, Platinum. He plays a lot more of competitive stuff if that's what you're going for. You could maybe ask Platinum what his preference for that is. My preference has kind of always been Minigun, though, because I like the range. Not Burrow Beam 12. I mean, Burrow Beam would also be a good one, but he gave a list of he gave a list of different ones. Shibachi, you gotta go. Okay, yeah, I should also be going. I'm sorry. Yeah, shorter stream today. It's only like 2 hours. I can't stream tomorrow. I got stuff to do tomorrow. Won't have a video for tomorrow either. So, tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, I'll have... This is just a random stream to test some stuff. So I will still have a video on like Gatecrasher, Disruptor, and I'll try to go through all of those and kind of give my thoughts on those as well, right? So I'll have a dedicated video to that still as well. Probably, hopefully Thursday. And then Friday we'll do another full-length stream. I'm thinking probably custom matches. Don't quote me on it though. If the title doesn't say custom matches, then don't bother asking. I'm not doing custom matches. but probably. So yeah, you heard that Tengu bots can't use the ability. Tengu, Redeemer, and Lancer bots don't use the ability. It's not that they can't; it's that they don't. It's because they're not objective abilities. Jumping, like, Tengu's kind of is, and that one's a little bit weird. But I think it's just because of the fact that it has the jump and it has the stealth. Think of like Lance or yeah, Lancer's ability. I think is a great example. Lancer bots use it in onslaught. Yeah, they just spam it in onslaught, but it's not like they're using it because it's a good idea. They're just spam jumping constantly. But like Lancer's a good example of that. When do you jump? When is it that you as a Lancer should jump? There's like you jump when you, I don't know, when you want to get on top of somewhere, or when it's just a good idea. There's not really any it's not easy for a bot system to detect when is a good idea to jump. Platinum doesn't have an Eclipse in any hangar right now. Is he online? He's probably not online. Does he have like meme hangers? Or like hangers for videos, I should say? Or is it like, does he actually at this point think that Eclipse isn't worth using? I think that's the real question. I want to take a look at his hanger. Sanji has more inventory power than, or no, he doesn't. This is, what is this? Like, I think it's SP. I can't remember what it lists them by. I think it's by hanger SP or something like that. Okay, so he has, yeah, okay. So he's got a Gatecrasher here because he's just trying Gatecrasher. Everything else, the fact that he replaced Eclipse is kind of wild. But fair enough, I guess. Fair enough, I guess. I think he really likes Blizzfrost. This is like a random no mods hanger, which isn't really relevant to anyone except for endgame people who got bored of playing modded matches. And I can understand why you wouldn't use Eclipse in that, because it'll die immediately. And then this is a one mod thing, which also has Seeker instead. Seeker and Parasite instead of Eclipse. Yeah, maybe according to Platinum's, Eclipse is just kind of not that meta anymore. Well, hold on. Because, like, I don't see a Surge either. Yeah. I don't see Surge either. I like that Suppressor. Deathwalker. That's pretty gamer. But I don't know. I mean, I still think that at very least Surge is still meta, I think. So I'm not sure if he doesn't have them simply because he's just trying other stuff. I mean, to be fair, like, if he's gonna be recording videos with these hangers, like, you can't just use the same hanger every single video. Like, it's not gonna be very interesting. Parasite better than Surge? I mean, I wouldn't generally say so, no. Moment of silence for Eclipse. No. Eclipse is the most obnoxious thing. It's like you literally couldn't play the game without using an Eclipse for the longest time. Now get that stupid thing out of here. It can rot in hell. Same with Surge. Now, I think they're probably still good, but I don't care if they're out of the meta. Like, God knows they had their time, right? Like... Anyway, he could be playing customs with specific rules. I don't think they're gonna make a they're not gonna make a no surge and no eclipse custom rule, especially since both of those got nerfed. Deathwalker's better. If they were gonna ban anything, they'd ban Deathwalker. So no, I don't think that's true. Well, they're definitely it was definitely custom. There's definitely specific rules in the terms of the mods, right? And it's just something. It's just like late game terminology that some people will maybe put in like their video titles or whatever, especially like competitive type of players. You'll see this sometimes, and you probably have no idea. It's like so late game players, a lot of times they play a lot of custom matches, right? Not necessarily like clan battles. Sometimes it is, but it just just generally custom matches. They just play random custom matches. Just a bunch of PvP, usually pretty meta, usually pretty sweaty. But they have like 3 different like tiers to it. Essentially, it's like one with full mods, so just everything is allowed. One with only 1 mod allowed, where it's like most people just choose perimeter multilayer. It's basically just less mods involved, and then one with no mods allowed. So the 1 mod and the no mods are kind of irrelevant to basically everyone that isn't in that competitive space. And so it might be kind of confusing to some of you guys. But essentially they just do that because it's like they get bored of playing full mods all the time. It's like, I get it. But yeah, so it's like these are very common, like extremely common rules that people have for custom matches in late game. Very, very common rules to have. So apart from that, there probably aren't any rules. The dash and movement speed is what makes Surge really good. Well, I think it's the EMP, but yeah, also the dash. I think it's the dash paired with EMP. Dreadnought deserves a buff or nerf. If they buffed it, it would be kind of too much of a problem for... they could buff it, but they'd have to also give mods to rank 3 people at the same time. It's too easy to SP drop with Dreadnought currently, like at the moment. There's not a lot of mods involved. If there were, then Dreadnought's not that good, and yes, it could get a buff, and I would be okay with that. Anyway, yeah. I gotta go fast. I shouldn't keep going here. But yeah, we'll do yeah, it's probably gonna be nothing tomorrow. There's probably gonna be, I'll try to get a video up Thursday. And we'll have, hopefully with any luck, low SP custom matches again on Friday during my normal stream times. Hey Sanji, much appreciated. Take care. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.